Get one traffic jam 293, taxiing on the runway for a 18 departure, get one. All right, good morning, good morning. My name's Boone Wilford. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today's video is a little different than what we've put up before. This is middle of September, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And we just kind of want to promote that and share some stories with you and see how many of you we can get involved in helping us with the fight for childhood cancer. So I'm going to stop talking here for a minute and go ahead and get this thing launched, and then I'll get back to the topic. And get one traffic jam 293, taking the active for a 18 departure, get one. Alright, so like I said, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Wanted to take a little time to talk about childhood cancer and invite you guys to try to help out in certain ways if you can at all. Cancer affects all of us. Today I'm wearing my Brave Brooks t-shirt. Brooks is our grandson. He is 18 months old just now, fighting his own battle with a childhood cancer. Brooks has a malignant brain tumor, and he's been through surgery and a couple of rounds of chemotherapy that's been incredibly difficult for him. I don't know anyone who's not affected by cancer. It's a very personal thing, and so that's kind of the reason for the tagline on our video is, cancer, take it personally. In my case, of course, it's very personal with Brooks, but for those that don't know me, I'm a oncology nurse practitioner, so I treat adult cancer patients every day. It's a tough job, probably the most rewarding thing I've ever done. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not happy to go to work so I can make a difference in patients' lives. We struggle with Brooks' situation, but it's tough on everybody. And so, if you would like to be part of the fight against cancer, I'm going to give you some specific ideas on how you can do that. The first and most obvious way is a financial contribution. I would just caution you, be aware that there's a whole industry out there to take advantage of people. So be sure your donations are going to a legitimate organization or whatever that's going to get the money where you want it to be. The other option, is get involved with your place of employment or church or school or civic organization, and make childhood cancer a project for them so that you can multiply your efforts. Another option is to sponsor an individual child. In our case, Brooks was very fortunate to have someone put up a Gofundme site for him. And, it doesn't matter how good your insurance is, the costs are just staggering. Just his mom, our daughter, basically had to put her career on hold just to provide care for him, of course, and then his dad as well hasn't been able to work as much as he would. So it's a big impact on a small family, and that's true for every cancer patient. So if you can help someone individually, that's awesome. I put a link in the description down below the video of a couple things, American Cancer Society and some other legitimate organizations that if you want to contribute, that'd be great. I've also put Brave Brooks, his Facebook page. You can follow that if you want to kind of watch his journey as he goes along. I've also put his GoFundMe site link up there, although that's not the purpose of this video, but if you want to help, that'd be awesome as well. Another really personal way you can help is to volunteer your time. In our cancer center, and I work in Branson, Missouri, we're a small community hospital, part of a bigger system, but resources are, of course, limited. And we really, really depend on our volunteers to help us in taking care of our patients. And there's just no way we could do as good a job as we do if we didn't have our volunteers with us every day. And they're not doing clinical tasks. They're pulling charts. They're helping with lunch. They're doing things for the patients that free up the nurses to be able to do the clinical work. So that's an awesome thing to do if you've got the time and maybe can't do the financial contribution. You just can't imagine how beneficial it is to the patients to have our volunteers with them. A lot of people think being in a cancer center is a gloomy, depressing kind of thing, and it's just not. A few years ago, one of the patients I was treating, he was dying from lung cancer. He knew it. We're always very honest with our patients about their prognosis. And one day he was meeting with me. I was ordering his chemotherapy. And he said, Ben, during the worst possible time of my life, coming to the cancer center here is the best thing that's ever happened. He said, and he thought about it for a minute, and he said, it's like walking into Cheers where everyone knows your name. And it's such a positive and hopeful place. And so if you're thinking about volunteering, keep that in mind. Please help out and make your local treatment center that welcoming kind of place like Cheers where everyone knows your name, and you'll find it incredibly rewarding. So the other thing, and one of the reasons I'm posting it to several of our flight groups that I follow, is that if you're a pilot and you have your own aircraft or access to one of the best things you could possibly do is donate your flight time. So if you can help a patient and their family get to care, or even if you've got a distant relative that wants to come see the patient and maybe doesn't have the resources to do that, volunteering your flight time would be amazing. I'm not suggesting that you transport an emergent patient, but somebody that's stable that just needs to get to care, that would be great. So that's a couple of good options there. Donate financially, sponsor an individual patient, volunteer your time at a cancer treatment facility of your choice, donate your flight time would be awesome. Probably the most personal way you could help a cancer patient, whether it's a child or an adult, is by donating blood. And what you may not know, what a lot of people don't know, is that our cancer patients require a tremendous amount of blood products. Just by the nature of chemotherapy, we suppress their ability to make blood cells. And so we end up using a lot of blood products, whether it's whole blood or platelets or whatever. In Brooks' case, he's had to have several blood transfusions and then a lot of platelet infusions. And it's very troubling for all of us when there's a shortage and he has to wait for multiple hours to get, the life-saving blood products he needs. I was an ER nurse for a number of years, and even working in a level 1 trauma center, we didn't give nearly as much blood as what we do in the cancer center. As a provider, I probably ordered gallons of blood on a monthly basis for our cancer patients, and also our patients with blood disorders like leukemias and that sort of thing. So a very personal way that you can help the battle against cancer. I know some of you don't like needles, and I get that, I do, but I would ask you to consider what these little guys go through every single day in terms of getting stuck and poked and lab tests. And so if you can, tolerate, a short little blood transfusion I ask you to step up and do that. It's a huge benefit. You might ask, is it going to go directly to the cancer patient? And the answer is, we don't know. But if you basically flood the market with blood products, I can guarantee you that a cancer patient, maybe a child, will benefit from your donation. It's difficult to make arrangements to do direct transfer from one donor to a patient. We've tried to do that in my case, and it's just a big challenge because of the systems. So anyway, donate early and often. It'll do a tremendous value to our patients. So failing that, donate financially, donate your time, donate your flight time. Please donate blood or blood products. If nothing else, share this video. Use your social media contacts to leverage, the information spread and get other people involved in fighting cancer in general, childhood cancer in specific. So that's a real easy way you can do that. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you can see behind me we're flying over our beautiful Ozarks here. We'll have more videos on flying low and slow in the Ozarks. We'll keep you updated on Brooks' progress. Check him out on Brave Brooks on Facebook if you like. One of my unspoken dreams, I guess, or aspirations is someday when Brooks beats his cancer is to have him in the back seat and be able to introduce him to this really awesome experience of flying vintage aircraft. And for those of you that haven't been with our channel before, this is a 1946 Iranka Champ. So we really love flying these old planes that have no electrical system. We start them by hand propping and all that whole thing. But a lot of fun, and hopefully someday we'll put Brooks in the back seat and let him enjoy this too. In the meantime, he'll fly with us in spirit and in our hearts until that day. All right, so for you pilots, we wish you fair skies and tailwinds. Be safe. The rest of you, thank you so much for watching. Please get involved. Please take it personally. Again, take care. Thank you for watching. Please do share if you get a chance.